I wasn't supposed to be here, but here I am, living proof that sometimes the impossible happens. I'm Mary Burrell, a hospice survivor who found purpose in the fight and a voice in the struggle. This podcast is my way of keeping it real, sharing raw, honest conversation about survival, hope, and what it really takes to rebuild your life when you get that second chance. Whether you're navigating your own health battle, caregiving for someone you love, or just need a reminder that you're not alone, this is a space where we turn struggle into strength and stories into something powerful. Because a second chance isn't just about survival, it's about stepping into your purpose with everything you've got. Podcast is more than just conversations. It's a testament to survival, resilience, and the reality of rebuilding after a second chance. It's about navigating health challenges, the weight of caregiving, and the power of community. Through storytelling, we connect through advocacy. We raise awareness, especially for tricuspid valve health and women's heart valve health. And through community, we create a space where no one feels alone in their journey. You'll hear solo episodes where I lay it all out, alongside powerful interviews with patients, caregivers, and advocates who walk this path. Together, we're breaking the silence, shattering misconceptions, and making sure no one faces the journey alone. This podcast speaks to women 20 to 65 and older, caregivers, hospice survivors, and patient advocates facing heart valve challenges, caregiving, and the journey of resilience. Health conscious individuals and medical professionals drawn to patient stories, advocacy, and groundbreaking therapies like the Evoke. Heart valve health, especially for women, is more critical than ever, yet too many remain unaware of key risks like tricuspid valve disease, despite cardiovascular disease being the leading cause of death for women in the U.S. This podcast meets the urgent need for awareness, advocacy, and real patient stories, filling a gap where women's heart valve health and rare conditions are often overlooked. With over 80% of podcast listeners seeking authentic, relatable content, now is the time to create a space that educates, inspires, and connects women navigating heart valve health challenges and caregiving. The pilot episode, Hope Starts Here, Four Voices, One Mission, kicks us off with the medical breakthroughs, advocacy, and caregiving, showing how innovation, support, and resilience can transform the patient experience. Future episodes will explore the raw realities of hospice, life after the delicate balance of caregiving, while also being a patient navigating clinical trials and embracing medical innovations. Through advocacy and education, this podcast empowers listeners with knowledge and connection. Each 15-minute episode delivers compelling stories, heartfelt interviews, and actionable insights, creating a space for inspiration, resilience, and real conversations. By sharing raw, personal stories with a focus on tricuspid valve awareness, a condition rarely highlighted in mainstream media, this podcast creates a space for real conversations about life diagnoses, caregiving, and medical breakthroughs. As both a survivor and a caregiver, I bring a firsthand perspective that's both deeply personal and universally relatable. This podcast goes beyond storytelling. It builds community by offering actionable insights, collaborating with advocacy groups, and amplifying listener voices to create a real connection and inspire hope. I'm looking to partner with sponsors, advocacy groups, and organizations passionate about heart valve health, caregiving, and patient advocacy. Through sponsorships, guest appearances, and co branded campaigns, we can work together to raise awareness and make a real impact. To support the podcast, I will incorporate sponsored content, ads, and listeners' contributions through platforms like Patreon. Down the line, I hope to introduce merchandise that strengthens our community and sustains this mission. More than just a podcast, this is a space for all of us where listeners can share stories, ask questions, and engage with experts. It's about building supportive community that lifts each other up. Hope starts here. Four Voices, One Mission is just the beginning. Follow the podcast on YouTube and share it with someone who needs a little hope and inspiration. Let's build this community together. You can reach me via email info@maryburrell.com. My website's at www.maryburrell.com. And you can reach me with social media on Instagram and Facebook as Second Chances, as Mrs. Avocado, or on LinkedIn as Mary Burrell. Hope isn't something we wait for, it's something we create. Tune in into the pilot episode and hear how four voices came together with one mission to inspire, connect, and prove that even in the hardest times, hope is always within reach. You've just stepped into a space where real conversations about heart valve health, resilience, and advocacy comes to life. This is Heart to Heart Talk with Mary Burrell, where we speak from the heart for the heart. I'm Mary Burrell, hospice survivor, patient advocate, and heart valve warrior on a mission to amplify voices, share untold stories, and empower you to take control of your heart health. Because when it comes to your heart, knowledge isn't just power, it's survival. So grab a seat, open your heart, and let's dive in. Because every heartbeat has a story, and it's time to tell yours. I'm so happy to have Quinton here with us today. Quinton, we call him Q, and he's married into our family and has been such a steady source of support through this whole journey. From the start, he was there for me, whether it was helping with the little things, giving me a heartfelt hug, and he gives the best hugs ever, or simply just being someone who cared. His quiet strength and genuine care have made such a difference, proving that family is about love, no matter where it comes from. Hello and welcome, Q. Thanks for being here today.
Hi, thank you for having me. Thank you for those sweet words.
Oh, I love you and I appreciate you
Love
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into this.
Okay.
So, let's talk a little bit about what you saw in our family during this
Mhm.
time that left a lasting impression on you.
Okay. Yeah. It just, I never had to deal with anything like this. I've literally never had anyone be sick in my family, like something prolonged. Like I just have never had anything like this. It just was completely foreign for me until I came into this family. And as long as I've known you, you have been sick up until the last couple of years, like very sick, and just and then getting towards like when you said when you're in hospice those times, like the worst of the worst of being sick, and I just you guys did whatever you had to do to kind of get through it, like no questions asked, just head down, like you guys were so I guess just used to being just no questions asked, just buckle down and do whatever it was, whether it was drive down to Portland at a whatever notice, drop everything we're doing, go run to the hospital, um, grab whatever you needed, do whatever you need, like whatever. Like it was just it was pretty eye opening. I guess what you will do for your family when it needs to be done. Like I guess you always think would always think I would do those things, but actually like living it and having to do it is I don't know, it seems like it's gonna be hard, but in the moment it's like you just do whatever you have to do because you care and so much and love, like I love your son and you and Lewis and Azure, and just wanting the best for you guys. Just seeing how you guys just did whatever you needed to do. It was it was pretty crazy and inspiring, and just was like little lessons over and over again of how to just buckle down and just do what needed to be done, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting to hear how you perceive this because this is really the first time we've discussed it like this, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, totally. Like it's just literally been like the happy moment. It's easier to discuss it when it's when you got the surgery and you were feeling better and we saw like a future for you.
Hmm.
The easy times are easier to talk about than the harder times, like this kind of stuff is, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hearing my story from other people's point of view, it's just
I
it.
bet it's interesting just being on the other side, like seeing it from the other side, because yeah, just that's just one of the, because one of the other like kind of like some like the questions you were had kind of like given me what I could do and whatnot, and just kind of going through them, and some of the things like over and over that just kind of came to mind over again was just like you never gave in. You, no matter how hard things were or how miserable you were, you just never gave up. And I just don't know how you did that. I don't know how, you know. And I remember asking you this like once before, I think, and you said it's like, well, I do it for my kids. And it's like, but even beyond that, like you just, I don't know where it comes from and how you were able to just be just poked and prodded and just feeling just so low and no energy and just like on death's door like every other year kind of thing. And I yeah, you just never like lost hope of actually seeing the end and being able to live the life that you wanted to live. Was yeah, it was rough for a long time. And I, for me, just being part of it, and I couldn't imagine how it was for you, and just the fact that you just never gave in, never gave up, just kept going, just did every single appointment you had to do, every single checkup, every single med evaluation, every single thing. You just kept going and 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 kept going. Like it was, I mean, because I've known you now for, this is 13, going on for 14 years now that I've been with LB and been in your family and in your life. And there's been so many ups and so many downs from like your health and whatnot. And yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot. It's crazy now, like thinking back, because just like the 2 years of whatever it's been that you've been like living your new life, and to where you were just like, I guess when things are good, you kind of forget about that. And this is like bringing up all this kind of these feelings of that time. And it was COVID, and LB had broken his ankle and then broke it
Wow.
again, and was unemployed, and I was unemployed and going back to work and fearful of bringing COVID into the house. And it was a really tough time just with the world, with everything, with your health. Like, yeah, it was rough. As you know.
Yeah, no, and like I said, like I had almost forgotten that it was during all that time. LB broke his leg twice, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then the
yeah.
COVID and just like you said, how wow.
And all of us living in that house,
Yeah.
Majora and Nala and me and you and Lewis and LB,
It was fun, wasn't it, Quinton?
it was fun. It was fun for like the first like 8 months of COVID. We were really vibing and jamming, and then it was just like, oh my God, is this ever gonna end? It was the stress of COVID, and then it was, and then it turned into the stress of your health, and it just, is there gonna be any sort of like, it kind of, we got to the point of things are, there's nothing more you could do for you, they could do for you. It was just like there wasn't a lot of wins. Like
No.
we were making fun with it when we were at home with COVID and not, and the cooking and drinking and the
Mhm.
hanging out and the games and the swimming pool. And we were definitely having fun with it, just doing that. Like it was, that was good. But then it was getting like, after that kind of fun wore off of like having a vacation from that. And then the reality of your health and the reality of like, is anything going back to normal in the world? And it it was getting hard towards the end there for sure. And then
I
and then the diet, and then you, and then us not knowing, you not knowing, they, yeah, pretty much said there's nothing more you can do.
Yep, yep. And then the
And
miracle.
yeah, and then there was something that just happened. Yeah, it just
So let me
like
ask you
just
this,
yeah.
Quentin.
Hmm.
Um, how would you describe your experience?
Like with just kind of all of it in general, or
Yeah, you go like, what did you get out of traveling this road with us?
um just appreciating my health, like
Yeah.
appreciating my health kind of in it and how you do take that for granted. I just, I mean, this cliche, it sounds like, but it is true when it's in your face, how you always think there's something that can be fixed, something that can be done, and there usually is. There's usually like medications or whatever it is you can do to get you back to the life that you want to live. And kind of seeing that there was just a lot of like kind of loss of hope for a while. And it just kind of made me appreciate more of my health and how you do take it for granted.
Yeah. I think we all are guilty of that at some point in our life. I
Yeah.
I remember sitting on the deck in Mary's therapy room many times, just appreciating the way the sun was hitting that leaf that was shimmering in the tree off the
Yeah.
tree. So, wow, Quinton, this was very rich. I thank you so much for sharing your heart. I love you and I appreciate you, not just for being here, but how you show up in life all the time. I know someone is listening and needs to hear this today. Conversations like this are exactly why we keep showing up, and because these stories, these experiences, they matter. So thank you again for being here.
You're so welcome. Thank you for asking me to be on.
Yes. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Heart to Heart Talk with Mary Burrell, where we speak from the heart for the heart. If today's conversation sparked something in you, a question, a revelation, or maybe even the courage to take the next step in your own heart health journey, don't keep it to yourself. Talk about it. Share your story. Start the conversation. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Leave a review to help more people find these conversations and pass this episode along to someone who may need it. And if you're all ready to dive in deeper, join the conversation. Connect with me on social media or visit www.maryburrell.com for more resources, support, and ways to take action. Because when we speak up, we spark change, and the world needs to hear our voices. And remember, your heartbeat is more than just a rhythm, it's a message. What is yours saying?